here I am with my big cup of Dunkin' Donuts coffee with vodka in it, right? I'm top sales rep. I think I'm going to win another trip. And my manager says, we'd like to see you in the office. And she says, we think you have a drinking problem. And if you don't get help, you're fired.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the #1 mental health and addiction podcast, the Hopeaholics. I am your girl, Natalie Eva Marie. And these are my boys.
I'm Chad.
Hi, I'm Shane.
Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and follow us on our socials and wherever you get your podcasts.
Got a new episode dropping every Monday and Thursday. Please come check it out.
This episode is brought to you by the Infinity Group. You guys, if you or a loved one is suffering, please call us today. The number is right here on the screen. We are here for you 24/7. Now, let's get into the episode. The power of social media, right? We stalked her for a second and knew that you were okay.
Yeah. The God wink right in front of my car door as I'm coming here.
That is so insane.
Right?
But not really.
Yeah.
At the same time, the odds are slim, but
Slim.
Slim. It's never happened to me before.
Yvette, welcome to the Hopeaholics Podcast.
yes.
Thank you.
We are officially recording.
All right.
Amazing.
So good.
You're in the hot seat. Look at those guns,
Oh,
girl.
boy.
Look at
Show us
those
your-
guns.
show us your
yes.
guns. Show us
Which
your
way is the
guns.
beach? Sick.
That way.
Sick.
What time is it?
Yeah. Yeah. You should be walking around in a sports bra and tank top all day long.
Oh, thank you, Natalie.
For sure.
All right. Easy.
I just have to give compliments because I know that shit ain't easy.
No. And you know what?
takes
Girls
effort.
don't give other girls compliments, and I love that. I love that.
I'm all
It's
about
so
it.
good, man. We got to build each other up.
100%. Yeah. The fellas
Us
get
guys-
they get
us guys,
uncomfortable because
we-
they don't know
we-
even what to say. Like,
we tear each other down.
Come on now. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Girls do too. But you guys do good when you guys do compliment one another, I've noticed, when you like each other's fits or shoes.
Me and Shane?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just make fun of each other when we notice our little quirks
Yeah.
that we have.
It's good.
I like that.
Shane sometimes will be like, he's just like wigging out in the camera, and dude's like thin and fit, and he gets all weird sometimes.
Yeah, but we all have late mental issues.
Yeah.
That
Well,
other
I'm
people
here to
can-
share my
Yes.
shame. I got lots of
Do it.
Yeah, let's jump right
Yeah.
in because, man, we actually don't have as much time as we normally do, and we can actually fit in a lot
Yeah.
we
in the
can.
amount of time that we have. So
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, dive right in there.
dive right in. Let us know about you.
Where you're from.
So I'm from New Jersey.
Okay.
I grew up in Spain, and I came
Oh.
here in 7th grade, and I was in complete freaking culture
I
shock.
bet.
And, I just hated myself. I'm half black and Spanish, and I did not look like Heather Locklear. And that's what I saw was popular back then. There was no Drake and Beyonce, Brown was
Melrose
not
Place.
beautiful. No.
Melrose Place with Heather Locklear.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's it. And I wanted to be Heather Locklear,
Yeah.
and I wanted to have a name like Cindy, and that wasn't happening. So I hated myself.
Dude, girl.
Yeah.
Me and you same.
Same?
Same.
For real?
Yeah, I hated my hair.
Oh
it
my
was like
God.
crazy because it wasn't what it is today. But so keep going. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
So that was it. And then I saw the social currency in this country was about beauty and thinness.
Yeah.
And so I was going to be a cheerleader and get super skinny.
Sure.
So that started my first addiction, which was anorexia.
Oh,
And then came to bulimia, thus the name Booze, Blow, and Pancakes.
Got it.
Pancakes, I'd eat them by the thousands. And
Is there
throw
something
them
wrong
up.
with pancakes?
No, they're
no,
easy
they're
to throw
amazing,
up, though.
but you can throw.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not like peanut butter.
And they're soft.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Peanut butter.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So that was my really first addiction, and I did that till 45. And here I was in the fitness
Wow.
industry with a 6-pack with a secret, and that's the first chapter of my book. Secrets keep you sick,
They do.
and that was really it. And then I went, I got into graduated college. I had
Meanwhile, with all of these kind of addictions being a secret,
all these.
or did people start to notice?
No, I went to my first rehab at 14. I was 69 pounds. Yeah.
Do you have any siblings?
I have one sibling,
Okay, brother, sister,
brother,
older, younger.
older, and he was he was the man. He was actually the Iceman because he played professional basketball in Europe, and he was just amazing. But I was more like the black sheep.
Okay.
Yeah. And no, I went through college. I had a really bad experience in college, And then I felt like I was really worth nothing and I was completely unlovable. And my drinking just took off big time. And
Coincided in the same time as your
Drinking,
anorexia, bulimia.
bulimia and drinking. Like literally, I worked at a fitness club. I went to school. I taught fitness classes. I would eat,
Wow.
throw up, and
Yeah.
drink. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Then I graduated and I was in sales and I did amazing in sales until I got fired for drinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then this guy at the gym says, why don't you go to this go-go bar and be a shot girl? I'm like, what's that?
Yep.
So I walked into the go-go bar with my navy blue
Yes.
suit and little heels on, like I'm going to go for an interview. I had no idea what I was getting into. And I got into that world, and that became the world of cocaine
Yeah.
and thus booze, blow, and pancakes, because my day was get home at like 4 a.m.,
Totally.
and then I would throw up on hundreds of pancakes, go to sleep, get up, have my wine glass, have my lines,
Yep.
and put on this mask, Gabriella D, and go out on stage and be like this other person.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was my life.
How long did that last for?
I got sober at 30. So like
Oh,
from
wow.
like
Okay.
23 to 30. It was rough.
Mm-hmm.
It
And
was
your
rough.
par-
And I went to like 7 rehabs, was
Oh,
homeless.
wow.
I showered in my gym, and then I went to the bar. It was bad.
What city were you living in when you were
Linden,
doing
New Jersey.
in New Jersey?
Yeah.
And you said
When
you
you were
went.
doing the go-go dancing,
Sorry.
Yeah.
shot girl.
Yeah. That just like this, the restaurant nightlife, bar nightlife is just the seediest. You know, it's so glamorous. It looks so glamorous, but it's really
Dirty as fuck.
it's dirty as fuck.
It's a dark.
I
like,
went to
vibe.
work so I could get high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Same
so
thing.
that, yeah, so I stopped cocaine at 29 because I actually blew a hole
Oh,
in my
okay.
nose
Yeah.
where I can touch
Yep.
my fingers, and I'm vain. And so I said,
Totally.
no, I am not going down that road. But then alcohol really took me down to my knees, and I never thought it would, but it did.
And you mentioned that you went to your first rehab at 14. Now, was that for your eating disorder, or was it for your substance abuse?
It was for eating disorder.
Okay.
I didn't
So your
have
parents were like, "You're literally wasting away.
Yep.
We need to help her out."
Yes. And you know what's so crazy? I was in a locked unit for eating disorders, and I used to walk by the drug addicts and alcoholics and be like, those are the cool kids. I wish I was in that unit. And then 2-3 years later, I'm in that unit.
Wow.
Yeah. And many units after that, like 7 or 8.
What was it that really made you finally say enough is enough, considering you've been kind of in and out of treatment since 14?
Well, I was kind of trying to get out of the go-go world.
Okay.
And I was in the sales world. So I was like, my dad said, I'll put a down payment for this apartment and try and get your life together. I was like, I promise, Dad, I promise. And so I was working selling advertising, and here I am with my big cup of Dunkin' Donuts coffee with vodka in it, right? I'm top sales rep. I think I'm going to win another trip. And my manager says, we'd like to see you in the office. And she says, we think you have a drinking problem. And if you don't get help, you're fired. And I'm like, me right now? And that was, I said, there's no more, my parents, there's no more money. There's no more rehabs. I have no more friends. This was like the last straw. And that's what I say in my book. The rock bottom was a solid foundation. Like there had to be for me that rock bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no more places to go. And then I took it seriously. I never took it seriously before that. I always said, I'm just a drug addict. I can still drink. You know, I can do crack on the weekends like normal people.
Like Shane.
Shane.
You did do crack on the weekend, right? Oh no, wait! You sold your Hummer for crack. Never mind. I take it back.
See? That's a
Yeah.
that's
Was it?
real
I
rock
go
bottom.
I go all in, bro. I go
Yeah.
all in.
What about your relationships? How was that kind of navigating throughout it all?
So when I was an intensive outpatient from that job, and I met a man. His name's Dave, and he's
He's in the book. He's in the book.
Life's a bitch, and then you meet a man named Dave.
Yeah.
He saved my life. I had absolutely nothing. After our first date, he came to my apartment. He's like, "Where's your furniture?" I'm like, "It's getting delivered." Like, no, I literally had a mattress on the floor, and this man he saved me. He saved me. We were married for 20 years.
Oh my gosh.
We're not married anymore, but
you
we're
guys got-
we're great friends, and we co-parent beautifully. And
So you
Yeah.
were married for 20 years.
I was married. Yeah, married for 20 years.
What happened?
Yeah.
I think you just outgrow each other.
No,
You know?
come on, really? What? No, seriously. Think about it for a second. Just don't say that. There's got to be something specific.
No, I believe that because I feel like two people have to equally be. Sometimes one's gonna be
But that
ahead of
means-
the other.
Yeah, but if they outgrow each other, for me, I'm thinking the 2 or 3 years prior, they were just drifting apart and not
Yes.
caring.
But
Maybe.
that's what happened.
Not
right.
caring.
You're right.
That happens. Yeah.
So that's kind of
happens.
what I'm saying. It just didn't. We drifted. it just-
Yeah.
You just
You
don't
start
even
to drift.
realize it. You just become
Yeah.
roommates. You have money, you have a house, you have kids.
And what's wrong with that?
No connection.
How do you mean? You have kids.
Grab your mic just a little bit. When you talk.
Intimacy, like the connection of like looking into each other's eyes and spending time together. It just became more about his business and my business and the business of family, but not our business.
So did you want more dinner or more?
That's it. You need
Netflix.
that. You need to spend time together.
Right.
We just didn't.
Huh.
He's a really good businessman and he's a great father, and I would never say anything bad.
Yeah, no, I'm just asking because I've been 17 years now and I can't imagine.
What? But what if? Because some people like. If two people
Yeah,
like
this is
what
what-
you
this
guys
is where-
had, well, see, that's the
That's where
thing.
I'm
That's
going.
what, but it's also, if one of the people don't like that,
Yeah.
then they do drift apart.
Yeah.
And I can totally see that. I'm really, I love the fact though that you just said that you guys are like best friends.
Yeah.
We are. We really are. Like, I have no animosity towards him. I'm so grateful for him. He was put in my life for a reason. If it wasn't for him, I'd be dead. 100%.
Because I feel like my wife and I are pretty. We just like to do nothing, and I don't know.
I have the
But
same
you know
urge
what?
you have, bro.
I do check in with her to make sure that this nothingness that we do is
okay.
exactly what she wants.
Yeah, so do I.
But you're
Because
doing
I'll
it
do
together.
more. Yes.
Instead of one room, you're watching TV and your
Well.
wife's in another room watching
Well,
TV.
we do that too.
We do that too. Yeah.
We don't like the same shows,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, but I think that you have to have that connection.
but we,
All I know is
we
that
definitely are connected.
Oh.
How did you guys come to the point of like, oh, you know what, let's I love you, but because you talk so beautifully about him, and I know that's very
Yeah.
difficult.
Like if you're best friends, what's like? Why leave? I don't get it.
because we never spent any time together. I had asked him, could we try and spend time together? Like
Yeah.
and it
he
just
should have
didn't
said
happen.
yes. He
Yeah.
should have said yes.
Yeah, he
If
should've.
my wife said that, I'd be like, hell yeah.
I think
Whatever you want, babe.
Yeah, I think he thought like if I could provide and support, and I also think like people in recovery were very open and were very.
he is in the program.
No, he's not.
Oh, okay, so he's a normie.
He's a normie.
Okay.
Reminds me of that song by Bruno
Emotions are
Mars.
very like
Sure,
I'm a man, and
Yeah.
we don't get deep.
Yeah,
I want to get deep.
yeah.
Deep.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then how'd that conversation that come up and like actually file?
I just said, I'm just not happy. Like we had a conversation 3 years ago, like during COVID, right before then. And I said, he said, let's try. And then after 3 years, nothing really changed. And I just said, and I also want to show my kids, like, what does love look like?
Sure.
Like, there's no affection. You got to,
Yeah.
I think you can be married and alone. And
Oh,
I think
yeah.
a lot of people feel that way,
Oh, I
but
do
because
too.
of finances and kids, they don't divorce.
How many
Yeah.
how many children do you have?
I have two.
2?
How old?
20-year-old
Oh,
and
wow.
10-year-old.
Oh.
Yeah, he just turned 11, actually. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So there's a big age difference there.
So you guys co-parent the whole deal.
We co-parent, yeah, and it's great. We live 10 minutes away from each other.
What's the 20-year-old doing?
My 20-year-old, she is in New York City at Pace, and she is arts and entertainment management.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
She's all into the photography and video and all that. She was supposed to come with us, but she had walking pneumonia. She was supposed to
That
be
walking
here.
pneumonia is going around, man. Everyone I talk to is sick right now.
Oh yeah, somebody else I know
Yeah.
had pneumonia.
Yeah,
Just,
my wife had
Oh,
it.
no,
My son had it.
shoot, somebody a little babe child that I know. I'm not gonna say who, but yeah, really bad.
Yeah, it's
Really?
going
No,
around
it's
really bad.
really
Really bad, yeah.
Yeah.
So prayers going her way.
Mary Rose.
Mary Rose.
Yeah. And do they know your guys? I mean, I'm assuming yes because
She
you
took
have
that cover. She took the photo.
amazing.
Yeah. She actually does never tried alcohol, my daughter. She says my
for
mom
her.
scared the shit out of me.
Yeah. I mean, you hear that often of kids from, parents that have kind of went down a really crazy road before them.
Yes.
Will either do one of two things. They either decide, you know what, I'm just going to stay away from everything and not even mess with it, or the opposite.
They go
and
all-
they go,
all
full
in.
walls to the wall.
Yeah.
I always use it as a example is Deion Sanders, same thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't drink, doesn't smoke.
Wow.
because he saw what it does and what it can do to a family and to individuals. So
Yeah.
he'd made the decision like, nah, I'm not even going to touch it.
Yeah. She's
Why?
definitely all in everything she does. So
Sure.
she knows herself.
Yeah.
Like all of us.
That's smart.
right?
Yeah.
We go all in.
Did you
I
have
just,
like
I just feel like it's unnecessary. Like it's really unnecessary. If you're just a normie, why do you need to have it?
I know.
I agree.
I agree.
100%.
Like one drink for what?
Like for what? Why?
What's the-
What does it do?
It's nice to have a little tickle on your lips
Yes, it
and,
makes
and a taste of gin. It's nice.
But I think it's more than that. I think it's because all of a sudden you like the effects of it, like the looseness, the more
Yeah.
comfortability.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that's what it is.
That's true.
I've never
That's
met
true.
somebody that's just like, I fucking love gin.
I just love the way that gin tickles my
Yeah.
tongue and lips.
Yeah.
I was at the airport.
What the fuck, Shane?
Just saying.
This is bullshit.
Yeah.
I've ever
I
heard
agree.
in my
I'm
life.
just saying.
Yeah, and then the effects that is produced by that
Yeah, you
tickle
get a little.
on your lips.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, I was watching this woman at the airport. She had her little computer out. She had a glass of wine. I'm like, look at her. She's just, and she was sipping that thing for like an hour. And I was like,
No,
wow,
I do
Yeah.
that too.
that's
yeah.
nuts.
Yeah, but then I also pay attention to being on the airport and individuals where I'll get on a flight at like 8 a.m. and
And they're ordering a drink.
Yeah.
and multiple where I'm like, damn.
Dude, it's like fucking.
But
where
I don't
you
mean to
going?
be like, I'm not misjudging. Everybody do what you want. You know, if anything, if I could
I'm
drink and use
judging.
like a normal person, I probably would. But obviously, I cannot.
Yeah.
But I am amazed by that's abnormal behavior, though.
Yeah.
Like having more than 2 at 8 a.m. for no reason.
Depends where you're going.
You're in
to
a,
fucking Vegas from here, bro.
No,
oh
then,
yeah, because you're going to
you
Vegas.
drink.
Or
If
how
you're going to
about-
Vegas? You start early. You
No.
start at 8 a.m.
These
Why
are-
not?
No, we're not. My flight's not to Vegas. It's to like literally middle America where these people are going to business meetings.
Maybe they're going to see their in-laws, man.
You never know.
You never know. There could be a reason for a drink in the morning.
I don't think so.
There's never a reason for a drink in the morning.
You're right.
Because I hope that's I hope
unless
they're
it's
balling.
hair of the dog,
You're right. You is right.
and it's probably hair of the dog.
Yeah.
So how long have you been sober?
21 years.
Wow, good for you.
But I had 3 years, had a relapse for one day.
Okay.
I was 7 months pregnant. This is how crazy alcoholism is.
Yeah.
And this is, God just wanted to show me how crazy it is. 7 months pregnant, doing all the things. I'm in AA, so I have a recovery
Okay.
network, sponsor, the whole nine. And I'm at a graduation party, and the solo cups, I don't know. I'm like, no one's going to know if I drink. The solo cups, the wine, the red, I was just like, okay. And I started drinking, and I drank that whole day at the party. And the next day I told my sponsor, and she's like, you're going to have to tell your husband, and you're going to have to raise your hand at a meeting, say you're coming back. I'm like, no, let's just put this under the rug. I
Yeah.
don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But I had to. I had to. And rigorously honest. You have to be rigorously honest. And so,
sure.
so now I have 21 years, but I would have had, 25, 24. But that's what I needed to learn, that if you could do that with a baby in your body, no intentions of doing it,
Right.
It's just like, I don't even know where the thought came from.
Yeah.
But if I could do that pregnant, I know. Yeah, I really don't mess around. I don't go near places with alcohol, nothing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you do today to maintain your sobriety that you have? Because 21 years is a nice chunk of change.
Well, so my routine is I plan in the morning. I pray and I plan. I have accountability. I have a sponsor, and I have a recovery network.
Okay.
I have a routine.
Yeah.
I move every day. I work out. At night, I journal. I do my little inventory.
Yep.
And the next day, reset, restart, refocus.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's like a full-time job.
It
It
is.
really is.
It's
It
like
is.
it's like a part-time full-time job. Sorry.
it is.
Stay sober.
Staying sober. It's a
Well, no,
part-time
it's
job.
not though, because it actually is just life. It's life, right? Because she doesn't she doesn't have to do all of those things. She could just do.
She does have to.
She could just do the praying.
No,
but
that's not going to keep her sober.
she could just do a small portion of. But if you want more out of sobriety,
Or to life,
you have
yeah.
to do all of those things.
All those things.
Yeah,
all the
because
time,
if-
every day.
Discipline and structure. Discipline and structure are the foundation of
I
everything.
agree with
of
that.
everything, not just sobriety though, because what I'm saying is because she does all of these things, she's way more ahead of just your average everyday Joe that wakes
I
up and
agree.
goes to work.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah, because it's constant internal
I
looking
agree.
at self-assessment and doing the daily reprieve where you're constantly having to check yourself because as we all know, once you start getting a little normalcy back into your life, the promises and all of a sudden sometimes, you know, the ego creeps in and you think like, oh, I got this shit. And that's when you're destined for debauchery, whether it's you pick up or not, because you could be sober and absolutely miserable because I've been there too.
I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
with the Amazon shopping and
or
all
just
the
like just not
everything.
not good.
Not good.
And I chase the peace of mind, so I'm gonna stay on my shit because I don't ever want to go back.
Yeah.
So it's like saying with the prayers, the sponsoring other women. It's just the kind of key thing that I've noticed in other individuals that seem peaceful. That's what they're
Definitely.
doing as well. So it's. And I think every person, whether you're an addict or an alcoholic, can do these things and achieve the peace that I think we're all searching for on a day-to-day.
Absolutely, and helping others.
100%.
You know, like I went to a recovery meeting yesterday, and it was like I don't even know where I am. Right, I'm from New Jersey. I just came here for this, and I'm telling you, like, vape in one hand, cigarette in one hand, shaking. Like I need to see that.
Yeah.
I need
Oh,
to
yeah.
And the one girl was like, "Well, I'm going back to my tent," and I'm like, "Wow, you know, wow."
Yeah. It checks.
You went
It
out.
checked myself,
Yep.
man.
You went to a meeting out here in South County.
Yeah,
South
I
Orange
don't know
County?
what it was called. All I know it was near Huntington Beach.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
it was a sober like club.
Oh, yeah. It was probably like the Alana Club.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was outside.
Yep.
And there was like there was like donuts and coffee and vape.
Oh, yeah, you can
cigarettes.
never- you
Everyone's
can't-
getting up and down. I'm like, what's going
Yeah.
on here?
Every time I look for a meeting, all I do is look for someone smoking outside. You know, like basically the place that you want to avoid.
where's the clouds?
The meeting. Yep.
Where's the clouds?
Oh my god.
Yeah, for sure.
So what are you doing today? Like what's happening in your life today? What
Mm-hmm.
made you write the book? What are you
I
doing
like
for
that
a
the book
living?
is little.
I do
Yeah.
too.
It makes me
You wanna
feel
pick it-
welcome.
yeah,
you want to
read
I
it.
want to read it.
Yeah, I do too.
It literally it will be an hour of reading.
Yeah,
And
that's the thing.
and
It's not scaring me away.
that's the thing. I don't have the attention span for a
Same.
big book.
Like this is great.
What
Are
I'm
these
doing
ours?
now-
Sorry,
that's
sorry.
okay,
Chad
guys.
Chad was asking, so I apologize for. What are you doing today? What are you doing? Like, what's your
So
life?
what do I do?
Yeah.
So today I own a gym for personal training. For
Oh,
women.
nice.
Yeah, I do that. I speak, and I have a little keynote speak that I do. I'm
Yeah.
an author, and I'm a life coach.
Nice.
So I try to help women over 40 who feel stuck.
Sure.
Yeah, that's where I was, stuck, whether it's divorce, whether it's getting in shape, whether it's drinking and drugging, whatever.
Now, if I identify as a woman over 40 who feels stuck, is it possible that I can be helped?
No. We get that a lot. They're like, will you train me? I'm like, no, Randy, I only train women. The women with the women. But I do have a new love in my life.
Oh,
He's
you do?
in recovery.
Okay.
Yeah, and I met him, and now that I feel connection, I know I feel the difference
Oh, I see.
from what I had to what I have today.
Yeah. Did you go through any type of emotional question from getting a divorce, considering you have such high regard for your ex-husband and so much
Yeah.
love? Obviously, you have two beautiful children, but also the fact that you feel that he saved your life. So did you go through a little moment of, is this the right decision for me?
A big moment for many years in my head.
Oh, really?
For many, many years.
And then
Because
once
how can you
Yeah.
how can you break up a family to the man who gave you everything? Truly.
Yeah.
But God has different plans, you know? Yeah. Definitely. But recovery also showed me that I deserve to be happy and that, you know, you don't have to feel alone. So I knew it was right. You know, if I'm not feeling it, he's not feeling it.
yeah.
And now he's out there too.
Yeah.
He's got somebody, so
Oh,
it's
that's good.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Tell me.
Another one. How did you find us?
So I don't know. You came in, I guess, because I follow all the recovery stuff, and I'm like Hopeaholics. And then I told my boyfriend Joe, he's like, they're huge, and I'm like, they are. And then I started looking you guys
shout
up.
out to Joe.
And then
Joe?
Joe Cusio. And then I started looking you guys up, and I'm like, every episode I'm listening, and you guys got clips, and you got rehabs, and I love what you guys are doing, man. It's good stuff, taking out the shame and the stigma of
Yeah.
addiction and mental health.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm
We got-
really fucked up.
Yeah, we're all really fucked up. Man. Like everybody
Yeah.
in the world is really fucked up.
Yeah.
And if there was no stigma behind like mental health, everybody would be like, shit, I need a little something other than a pill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I just need some love and some, someone to talk to and know that there's other people that think crazy thoughts like I think. Yeah, there is. We all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
so crazy because I think there's so much addiction and people just don't even know that there's help out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Like,
do. That's
literally Xanax and wine every night.
Yeah.
So
Every night.
many of my clients. And Ozempic.
Yeah.
Like Xanax, wine, Ozempic. Xanax, wine, Ozempic. Like there's a better way.
Yeah.
Or gummies or,
It's always like the trying to numb the feeling and just like switch their state of mind. I think state of mind popped up because Tony Robbins talks a lot about it, where you doing something in a positive manner just to change that state. So it's like working out,
Yes.
going for a walk, doing something to get you out of your head.
Yeah.
And you're basically just trying to eliminate that. And the easiest thing to do is pop a pill or take that wine or whatever
Yeah.
else.
I definitely had to have the replacement habit of fitness. Like
For sure. So
that
same.
emotional pain.
All of us too.
I had to take it out. I could take physical pain, but that emotional pain, that was like the transfer for me.
Yeah.
Emotional pain is the hardest pain for everybody. It's like I could take physical pain all day, but
Yep.
That's
you
because the
hurt me?
body, for God's sakes, it just does not release the adrenaline when you're mentally in pain.
yeah, and
You
it
know what I'm
doesn't,
saying?
and it doesn't. You don't forget mental
No,
pain
but the
where
physical,
you can physical.
boom.
I don't remember. I remember my surgery was bad, but I don't remember
Yeah.
how bad it was.
Right.
Yeah, because you can see the healing.
Yeah.
You walk, you feel better.
But I can tell you how bad it felt the day I freaking
Yeah.
got my front door kicked in by the bail agent
Yeah. You don't
taking me to
forget
jail.
that.
I don't ever want to forget that.
Yeah.
Because if I forget that pain, I'll be.
Yeah. Running and gunning.
Yep.
And then I'm going to have to come find him. And then it's just going to be really terrible.
And then I'm gonna think she works for the FBI and she's
Yeah.
trying to take my CIA credentials away and all this shit that goes on. And
Yeah. You talk about pancakes, and I want to just touch on eating disorders because I think it's really big that people don't talk about because of the stigma
Yep.
related to it as well.
Yeah.
So what do you do on a daily basis for that addiction? Because it's not an easy one to kick. It's kind
Oh
of
my
always
God.
always in the brain as well.
And you know what? With bulimia or binge eating, it's not, a lot of times it's not visible to the eye, like anorexia. You're like, oh my
Sure.
God, the girl.
Yeah,
is
you're
out,
dying. Yeah.
But with bulimia, what happened when you mentioned Tony Robbins? So I'd been bulimic from 14 to about 45. Around 45, I went to Tony Robbins, Unleash the Power
gosh.
Within.
Wow.
And 15,000 people he hypnotized, right? And he said, imagine doing what you're doing in the next 5 years, and then another 5 years. And all I could see was me dead with my daughter and my son over my grave saying, Mom, it didn't have to be this way. And that was the beginning of the change for me. I came back, I threw up one more time after that, and I never threw up again. And nothing changed for me. But I think that was an awakening for me. Because at that time, before I went to Tony Robbins, I was over a toilet bowl, my blood vessels had popped in my eyes, and I couldn't swallow. And I thought, I'm gonna die right here on this floor. Like, I couldn't swallow that boxing bag back there. I just was like, oh my God, do I call an ambulance? And I said, I need to get fucking help.
Did your husband know that you were bulimic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knew. And I would say, I'm starting over. I try to get 90 days, I never got 90 days. I get 48 days, I get 52 days, but I could never get 90 days. But that time on the bathroom floor, I got scared. And I said, something was always calling me to do this Tony Robbins. And I did it, and it changed my life.
wow.
It changed my life. You could hear 15,000 people roaring in pain.
Yeah.
And the guy next to me was going to find out if he was going to go to jail for 20 years for distribution. And he was waiting.
Wow.
He was waiting to find out if he was going. He was out on bail. Yeah, and I was like, there was so much pain in that room.
Remember when Tony Robbins hypnotized Hal?
Yeah.
Huh?
In the elevator.
Yeah.
Everything is skinny.
Yeah.
Everything is skinny. You will love all women.
Such a good movie. Shallow Hal.
And then she threw her underwear. She threw her underwear.
It was like, what
The
the?
underwear was like this, it was like this big. It fell on his face. It covered
yeah.
his whole all his shoulders.
He was like-
he's like, what? You know what I mean? Put it to the side or something.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But
That
this-
was your last addiction then, because you were sober while
I was-
trying to
yeah.
maintain that beast.
And I would try to
Okay.
use meetings. I would even try to go to OA.
More of a sickness than an addiction, I think. Isn't it?
It's addictive because you can have full
Is
control
it
over
addiction,
it.
Chad, or is it a sickness? What is it
Yeah,
classified
it's
as?
It's probably
illness?
both. It's
Illness.
probably a dual
Okay.
diagnosis.
I was just
just like alcohol, where it's a physical
and men. I just want to
mental.
let people know men have this as well.
Yeah.
It's just not.
No, of
It's
course.
just not to women.
And men are
and it's up
more-
and coming
Yeah, for sure.
for sure.
And it's gross.
Yeah.
It's such
so
a
gross.
thing that anorexia is more like, look at me.
Yeah.
I have willpower. But you have no willpower. You're throwing up. You're sticking your head in a freaking toilet.
It's disgusting.
Well, let me ask you a question about that, since we're kind of right there on that topic. We don't have much time either. But I wanted to ask, how are you now with the binging part of binging and purging?
I'm so good because what I've found that works for me is I just eat the same foods every day.
Yeah.
I just take all the guesswork out of like
Smart.
everything, and I don't put myself in places where I'm gonna. It's like I don't need the first drink. I don't need the first Oreo. Mm-hmm. It's not the first pancake's gonna set me off. Mm-hmm. So I just have like a rigid program with my food, and I have little things here and there, and I've become more safe now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I can have some bread. I've become more safe, but I know what works. I don't mess around.
Yeah. Smart.
What works for you? Smaller,
Yeah,
more,
like
more
protein
meals?
shakes and like chicken and broccoli and eggs.
Stuff that you know that is nourishing your body.
That's nourishing my
Can
body.
you eat pancakes today?
I don't eat pancakes.
Never?
Nope, never. I've never done it again.
Yeah.
Why mess? Why mess
Totally.
around?
That's just like, why take the first drink?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't deprive myself. Like I have peanut butter every day. I have, chocolate shakes with protein shakes. I never feel deprived.
Yeah.
You
Right.
know? And I never get on the scale either. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
if
I
I'm
stopped doing that for years.
right?
Yeah. It doesn't do well.
And look
for
at
me.
your body. Like you're in freaking amazing shape.
Thank you.
Incredible.
Yeah. Incredible. She's just a beauty, man.
God, is she ever?
They're fucking lucky to hang out with her.
Thank you. Thank you. You know what? I have a question for
That
you.
was so
because-
gross.
Yeah, totally. But that's changed. For the individuals that are listening, men and women that suffer from array of eating disorders, because as we know, there's a lot. There's like obviously like body dysmorphia. It's a mental illness for sure
Yeah.
of just obsession. What would you say to them that are listening? Because I feel like it's a topic that doesn't get that much love because people are too scared to either talk about it or admit that they have a problem, especially people that are in the fitness community, which is ironic considering it's all about health and wellness, and yet they're the most unhealthiest people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I would say, like, first of all, you got to be aware of it.
Yeah.
Like you have that whisper in your head. Like I always had that
Honesty.
whisper,
Yeah.
like, I'm not living right, and I always felt like a hypocrite.
Sure.
Here I am
Oh, okay.
teaching fitness, but I'm really not that fit.
Yeah.
So I think you have to have awareness, and then you have to accept, like Tony Robbins said, you cannot change what you do not acknowledge. Like, I am fucked up and I have an addiction, and you have to like know that, or I have body, and then you need to take action. Like, find what's going to work for you. I did OA for a while. I did therapy. I did Prozac. I did all the things. Just keep going. Just get back up and keep trying things. But I think you need to talk about it. Like my sponsor and I, we have a relationship. She was also bulimic.
Okay.
So it's amazing that God puts the people in your life too that, like a lot of women in AA also have that issue.
Of course.
So I have women to talk to, but I think you need to talk about it.
Yeah. And admitting it.
Admitting it.
Yeah.
It's such a
Honesty.
shameful thing. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a hard
I
one.
see young wrestlers, a lot of them used to have that little trash bag suit running
Yep.
nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fast.
For sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
But I love your story. I love your honesty and your willingness to share all components of sobriety from, not picking up a drink and a drug, but then also still kind of working the last one that needed to be worked out.
Yeah.
And you never quit.
Well, and she found her way. Everyone's
Yeah.
got to find their way
Yep.
and put safeguards in place.
Yep.
Protect yourself. That's what life is. You got to protect yourself. No one else is fucking going to.
Yeah.
But I know for sure I would not be sitting here if it was not for the rooms
For sure.
of 12 steps.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I would not, like
I
the
agree.
recovery community 3 times a week. If I don't go to meetings, like my head's not right. I
No.
need to be reminded, and I need to help others, and I need to trust God. And if I don't get that message over and over and over, I'm over here in La La Land.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, same, right?
I like that. Thank you for that and that last part, because that's so important to our community. Anyways, we've got to end it here. We got to take some pictures.
Perfect.
I could
Thank
go
you
keep
so-
going.
Me too. You're
I
beautiful.
Thank you
Your
guys
energy is
so much.
so
Mwah.
awesome. And of course, it's the one time that I'm leaving early.
It's
but
okay.
it's
We
okay.
made
That's
it work.
Yeah, we did.
We made it work.
Yeah.
I'm so
I know when I originally heard you just like to come in to give everyone a hug, I was like, girl, bye. No way. Like, you're not going to fly all the way out here and not spread your message.
Well, we
So,
got it done.
Yeah, we
See?
did.
Thank you, God.
Yeah,
Mwah.
you're incredible. So thank you for
good.
sharing.
All right, thanks.